Welcome back to the Beatrice YouTube channel. Today we'll be learning how to make a very beautiful pointed sleeve tutorial. It's very simple to make and it's a unique sleeve. Okay, so to make this sleeve, I'm just going to be taking my round armhole measurement. So for me, I'm working with 9 inches and I'm going to be taking that now, and then I'll make it into a straight line. Okay, so I've measured out my armhole of 9 inches and I cut off the excess so that it will be easier for us to work with it. You can see this is 9 inches. So now if you notice, I measured 2.5 inches up. So this 2.5 inches is my pointed side. So this measurement is actually not specific. It depends on how elongated you want your pointed part of the sleeve to be. I think 2.5 inches is okay for me. You can even go for 2 or 1 inch. I think 2.5 inches is okay for me with the allowance that I'm going to use to sew it back, and that is why I'm going for it. So now I have 9 inches, and from the 9 inches from this fold point, this is going to be the fold point. From the fold point, I'm going to measure down 3 inches like this. Okay, so once I measure out these 3 inches, I'm going to connect using my ruler diagonally from these 3 inches to this upper edge like this. Okay, so this extension that you are seeing, this small space, is now going to form my elongated part. So now the next thing I need to do now is to draw out my armhole. So now to draw out my armhole, I already have a basic sleeve pattern here that I'm just going to be placing, because I don't want, the sleeve is not a big sleeve, it's a bit fitted, so I don't want to start extending this round armhole measurement so that I won't have something bogus. So that's why I just have my basic sleeve pattern and I'm going to place it here. This pattern is already with allowance. I'm going to place it starting from this elongated part and then redraw out my armhole. So this is a pattern that I tested and it has worked for me, so that is why I'm just bringing this so that I can show you guys what I came up with. So now I'll just use my already drafted basic pattern. I already have a tutorial on how to draft a basic sleeve pattern on the channel to draw out my new armhole, and this now becomes my new armhole. This is my elongated part, this is my armhole, and this is my sleeve length. So the next thing to do now is to measure out your sleeve length. I'm working with a sleeve length of 22 inches and I'm going to be starting with, remember this is not part of our sleeve, it's just the elongated part. So I'm going to start my measurement from this, and then I have 22 inches and I already folded in my seam allowance. So now for my sleeve, from my round sleeve, I have 8 inches plus 1 inch allowance. That's going to give me 9, and divided by 2 is going to give me 4.5. So I have this as my sleeve, round sleeve measurement, and then I'm going to connect this to my underarm here. Okay, and we are done with it. Now I can cut out my pattern and then we'll see what it looks like. So this is my pattern already cut, and you can notch out this side so that you know your round sleeve measurement starts from here. So now I'm going to take this to my fabric now and cut it out on my fabric, and then we'll start to sew it to see what we have. Okay, so to cut this on your pattern, you just need to put your fabric on fold, and this folded part will be your fold point, and then place your pattern on it and cut it out. So I've cut it now, and then I notched the place where my elongation stops, as you can see. So when you open it out, this is what it's looking like. Okay, so now to cut it, to sew it, I just want to, because this fabric is just a soft polished fabric, it's not so strong, I'll be adding stay around this area just to strengthen this side. If you are working with a fabric with a little bit of structure, you may not need to put stay, but if you are working with maybe doll face or fabrics like that, and you really want your elongation to really stand out, you can just add interface to it so that it will help it to just be more pronounced. Okay, so I'm just going to be adding, because this is just a tutorial, I'll just be adding it on this part of the sleeve, and then I'll bring it back so that we can start to sew it. Okay, so I've added my paper stay here on this part of it. Remember, if you are doing a full sleeve, you can add it full, but this is a tutorial, so I'm just going to be adding it on this part. And then the first sewing I'll be doing is this elongated part that I notched. I'm just going to take it together like this, and then so let me re-notch it. Okay, so once I take it together and fold it on each other like this, you can see my notch where the elongated part stops. So I'm going to go and sew it and stop there. Okay, so I've gone ahead to sew it, you can see. So just for it to be really pointed and give you that nice fitting, you can just notch it a bit. Okay, so after this, the next thing is just for me to shape out my armhole like that. So I'll shape it. Let me bring it. Okay, so I'm just going to shape my armhole using the allowance that I left, and then our sleeve is ready. So let me just turn it out so that we can see what the sleeve looks like. So once I turn it, you can see this is the elongated part of the sleeve. This is where we are going to be sewing to the armhole, and I'll go over and shape this other side now. Okay, so I've sewn it on the side to shape it, and then you can see it is very easy to make it. So like I said, you can put your stay all through, but for tutorial purpose, that's why I'm stopping my stay here. And this space that I have here is where I'm going to be attaching to my bodies to form my armhole part. So you have to be very, very careful when you're drafting this. Note that it is not a big sleeve. It's not like a gigot or leg of mutton sleeve. So you have to make sure that once you are drafting your elongated part, you just keep it simple so that this place will not be too big. It still has to be a bit fitted. So you have to note that when you're drafting. Now that we have done this, I'm going to, and I've also hemmed this on the hemline, I'm going to turn it out so that we will see what the sleeve looks like. Okay, so now that we've turned it out, this is our sleeve. This is the elongated part, this is the part we'll be sewing to the armhole, and this is the rest of the sleeve. So remember, I said depending on the shape that you wish to accomplish this elongation, if you don't want it this pointed, instead of going up by 2.5 like I did, you can just go up by 1 so that I can just slant it in this way. That way it won't be too sharp. And if you want it more pronounced, you just need to go up more and then slant it to where your armhole measurement will start. So now I'm going to take this to the mannequin now so that we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so this is our sleeve. This is the elongated part. So like I was saying, I wanted mine this long. If you don't want it long, you know what to do. You just need to go down and then cuff it like this. You can see how beautiful and simple this sleeve is. And like I said, it's not a big sleeve. So when you are drafting, you make sure that you maintain that so that it doesn't become book. So this is our sleeve. Try it and let's see what you come up with. You can tag us with your tutorials on Instagram at Beatrice Fashion and Facebook at Beatrice Sewing Simplified. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Thank you for supporting our channel. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and click on the notification so that you get notified anytime we upload new video. See you in the next one. Bye.